The notification lit up my phone at 1:55 a.m. on a Tuesday. Unknown number? I almost ignored it. Probably spam, another extended warranty scam. But something made me tap it anyway. What I saw made my stomach drop through the floor. It was a screenshot of a text conversation. My wife Jenna's name sat at the top, but the messages weren't to me. They were to someone saved in her phone as Tyler W. Can't wait to see you Thursday. Brian thinks I'm at book club again, lol. Wear that thing I like. You're so much better than him in every way. I sat up in bed, heart hammering against my ribs. Jenna stirred beside me, her blonde hair splayed across the pillow, looking peaceful. Innocent. The same woman I'd been married to for 6 years. The mother of my 4-year-old daughter, Emma. My hands shook as I scrolled through the screenshot. There were more messages. Weeks of them, apparently. The unknown sender had stitched together multiple screenshots into one long damning image. The last message at the bottom read, "Thought you should know. Check the Marriott on Highway 52 this Thursday around 7 p.m., room 314. I looked at the date. Today was Tuesday. Thursday was 2 days away. I wanted to wake Jenna up right then. Shake her. Demand answers. But something stopped me. Maybe it was the investigator in me. I worked in corporate fraud detection after all. I knew better than to confront without evidence. Screenshots could be faked. This could be someone trying to sabotage my marriage. An ex-boyfriend with a grudge. A coworker Jenna had rejected. But deep down, in that place where your gut knows things your brain refuses to accept, I knew it was real. I slipped out of bed and went to the bathroom, closing the door before turning on the light. I studied the screenshot again, zooming in, looking for signs of manipulation. The timestamps were consistent. The conversation flow was natural. And those little details. Brian thinks I'm at book club. That was my name. She'd been going to book club every Thursday for the past 3 months. 3 months. I gripped the sink, staring at my reflection. 32 years old, decent shape, good job as a senior analyst at Whitmore Financial. I made $85,000 a year. We had a nice house in the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina. 2 cars. A golden retriever named Biscuit. We were supposed to be happy. When had it started going wrong? I thought back over the past few months. Jenna had seemed distant, sure. More time on her phone, more girls' nights and book clubs. But I'd chalked it up to her needing space, needing her own identity outside of being a mom and a wife. I'd encouraged it, actually. Told her it was healthy. What an idiot. I saved the screenshot to my phone and deleted the message thread with the unknown number. Then I went back to bed, lying in the darkness next to my wife, feeling like a stranger had replaced the woman I married. Sleep didn't come. I watched the ceiling fan rotate, counting the blades, while my mind raced through possibilities. Confront her now. Hire a private investigator. Show up at the hotel on Thursday. File for divorce immediately. Pretend I never saw anything. That last option made me sick, but part of me actually considered it. For Emma's sake. For the life we'd built. But I knew I couldn't. Once you see something like that, you can't unsee it. By the time dawn broke through our bedroom curtains, I'd made my decision. I would verify. I would document. And I would protect myself and my daughter. At breakfast, Jenna acted completely normal. She made Emma's favorite Mickey Mouse pancakes, kissed my cheek as she poured my coffee, chatted about her plans to take Emma to the park later. She wore yoga pants and one of my old college sweatshirts, looking like the picture-perfect suburban mom. "You okay?" she asked, noticing I'd barely touched my food. "You look tired." "Didn't sleep well," I said. "Not a lie. You've been stressed about the Pemberton account, right?" She reached across the table and squeezed my hand. Her wedding ring caught the morning light, You work too hard, babe. The casual affection, the concern in her voice, it all felt like a performance now. Or maybe it had always been real, and she'd just compartmentalized her affair into some separate part of her life. People were capable of that, I knew. The human mind could justify anything. Yeah, just work stuff, I said, managing a smile for Emma's benefit. My daughter grinned at me, chocolate chips smeared across her face. Daddy, can we go to the zoo this weekend? Absolutely, princess. I ruffled her dark hair, so much like mine. At least I knew she was mine. That terrible thought hadn't occurred to me until just now, and I pushed it away. Emma looked exactly like my baby pictures. That wasn't in question. After Jenna left to take Emma to preschool, I sat in my home office and created a new folder on my laptop, password protected. I titled it Project Verification and saved the screenshot inside. Then I did what I did best. I investigated. Tyler W. A quick search of Jenna's Facebook friends showed a Tyler Whitman. Late 20s, worked at the same dental office where Jenna was a hygienist. Good-looking guy, I had to admit. Athletic build, perfect teeth, naturally. His relationship status said single. I felt sick again. I spent Wednesday morning at work running background checks on Tyler Whitman like he was a fraud case. Because in a way, he was. 27 years old. Single. Lived in a condo downtown. Rent not owned. Clean credit. No criminal record. Graduated from UNC Wilmington with a degree in business administration. Started at Bright Smiles Dental 3 years ago as office manager. Promoted to practice administrator 18 months back. So he was her boss, or at least senior to her. That detail sat in my stomach like spoiled meat. I pulled his social media. Public Instagram account, 2,400 followers. Lots of gym selfies, hiking photos, pictures with friends at breweries. Good-looking guy, I had to admit. Athletic build. Perfect teeth naturally. No posts featuring Jenna, but I scrolled back 3 months anyway, cross-referencing dates. Thursday, September 14th. Tyler posted a photo of craft beer at a downtown bar at 9:47 p.m. Jenna's book club allegedly ended at 9 p.m. that night. The bar was 6 blocks from the Marriott on Highway 52. Thursday, September 21st. No post from Tyler. Jenna came home at 9:30 p.m., complained the book discussion ran long. Thursday, September 28th. Tyler posted a sunset photo from the Blue Ridge Parkway at 6:15 p.m. Jenna texted me that night saying book club was canceled, came home early with Thai food. I made a spreadsheet. Dates, times, Jenna's stated whereabouts, Tyler's documented locations, cross-references. The analyst in me needed the data organized. The husband in me felt pathetic doing it. You okay, man? I looked up. Derek from compliance stood in my doorway, coffee mug in hand. Yeah, just working a case. You look like hell. Didn't sleep great? He nodded, unconvinced. Amy's got me on this elimination diet thing. No gluten, no dairy, no joy. I haven't slept in weeks. He took a sip of black coffee, grimaced. Let me know if you need anything. After he left, I pulled up the screenshots again. Read through them for the 100th time. Can't wait for tomorrow night. I've been thinking about you all day. Same room as last week? 314. I already checked us in online. You're so good to me. You deserve to be treated right. That last line. Like I wasn't treating her right. Like our 6 years together, our daughter, our life, like none of it counted because I worked late sometimes or forgot to load the dishwasher. My phone buzzed. Text from Jenna. Don't forget Emma has her checkup at 4. I'm taking her straight from preschool. We'll be home by 5:30. Love you. I stared at those 2 words. Love you. Did she mean it? Did she ever mean it? Or was it just something she said, automatic as breathing, meaningless as elevator music? Sounds good, Thanks for handling it. I didn't write love you back. She'd notice eventually. At lunch, I sat in my car and called the Marriott on Highway 52. Thank you for calling Marriott. This is Ashley speaking. How can I help you? Hi, I need to modify a reservation for tomorrow night. Last name Whitman. Keyboard clicking. I'm showing a reservation for Tyler Whitman, checking in tomorrow, September 12th, checking out Friday the 13th. One night, king room. My heart hammered. That's the one. What changes would you like to make? Actually, I need to verify the room number. I requested a specific floor. You're in room 314. There it was. Not a lie, not a mistake, real. That's perfect, thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with today? No, that's everything. I hung up and sat there in the parking lot, watching people walk to their cars, carrying takeout bags, talking on phones, living normal lives where their wives didn't book hotel rooms with their bosses. The smart play was to show up tomorrow night, catch them in the act, document everything. But the thought of actually seeing it, seeing her with him, made my chest tight. I drove back to the office and printed out everything. Screenshots, background check, social media posts, timeline, hotel confirmation. 47 pages. I put them in a folder and locked them in my desk drawer. That evening, Jenna and Emma came home at 5:45. Emma ran to me, arms out. Daddy, I got a sticker. I scooped her up. Let me see. She pointed to a sparkly star on her shirt. The dentist said my teeth are perfect. That's because you're perfect. I kissed her forehead. Jenna set her purse on the counter, smiled at us. She was so brave. Didn't cry at all when they did the fluoride. I'm a big girl, Emma announced. You sure are. I set her down. Why don't you go play for a bit before dinner? She ran off toward her room. Jenna started pulling things from the fridge. I'm thinking chicken stir-fry. Sound good? Sure. She glanced at me. You okay? You seem quiet. Just tired. Work stuff. Want to talk about it? I almost laughed. No, it's boring compliance issues. Nothing interesting. Well, pour yourself some wine. You look like you need it. I opened a bottle of red, poured a glass. Watched her chop vegetables, efficient and practiced. She'd put her hair up in a ponytail. No makeup, she never wore it at home. Yoga pants and one of my old college t-shirts. This was the woman I married. The woman who made Mickey Mouse pancakes and sang off-key in the shower and cried at dog food commercials. The woman who held my hand through my dad's funeral and stayed up all night with Emma when she had croup. And tomorrow night, she'd drive to a hotel and take off her clothes for someone else. Brian? I blinked. Yeah? I asked if you wanted broccoli or snow peas. Either's fine. She studied me for a moment. You sure you're okay? I'm fine, Jenna. The edge in my voice made her pause. But then Emma came running back in, asking about dinner, and the moment passed. We ate together like a normal family. Emma told us about preschool, about how Mason ate paste and Miss Kelly said that was yucky. Jenna laughed and wiped Emma's face. I pushed stir-fry around my plate. After dinner, I gave Emma a bath while Jenna cleaned the kitchen. We took turns reading bedtime stories. Jenna did the voices better than me. Emma fell asleep halfway through the second book. I stood in the doorway of her room, watching her breathe. 4 years old. Dark hair like mine, splayed across her pillow. She had no idea her world was about to shatter. Jenna came up behind me, wrapped her arms around my waist. She's so beautiful. Yeah. We make good kids. I didn't respond. Her arms stayed around me for another moment, then dropped. I'm going to take a shower. I heard the water start. Heard her singing something I didn't recognize. My phone was on the nightstand. I picked it up, looked at the screenshots again. Tomorrow night can't come soon enough. I know. I hate lying to him. Just one more day. I deleted the thread from the unknown number. Didn't need Jenna seeing it if she borrowed my phone. Then I opened my laptop and booked a room at the Marriott on Highway 52 for tomorrow night. Room 312, right next door. The water shut off. I closed the laptop. Jenna came out in her bathrobe, toweling her hair. You coming to bed? In a bit. Need to finish some work emails. Don't stay up too late. She kissed my cheek. I smelled her shampoo, coconut and vanilla. Same scent for 6 years. She climbed into bed, turned off her lamp. Within minutes, her breathing evened out. I sat in the dark living room with my laptop, finalizing tomorrow's plan. I'd tell her I had to work late. Leave the office at 6, get to the hotel by 6:30. Position myself where I could see the hallway, watch them go into 314. And then what? Confront them? Take photos? Walk away? I didn't know yet. But I'd be there. I'm in room 312 by 6:30. Thursday evening, sitting in the dark with my laptop open and a bottle of water I haven't touched. The hotel room smells like industrial carpet cleaner and someone else's cologne. Generic artwork on the walls, a beach scene, a lighthouse. The kind of place that exists solely for transactions. Business meetings. Affairs. Things people don't want happening in their real lives. My phone shows 6:47 p.m. I've got the bathroom light on with the door cracked, just enough so I don't look like a complete psycho sitting here in the dark. The glow from my laptop screen illuminates my hands. They're steady now. They shook the whole drive over, but now they're perfectly still. Professional detachment. That's what I told myself on Highway 52. You're gathering evidence. You're documenting fraud. This is what you do, except the fraud is my marriage. My phone buzzes. Jenna. Running a few min late. Book club started without me, LOL. Love you, babe. I stare at the message for a full 30 seconds before typing back. No problem. Have fun. The lies come so easily to her. Book club. The specificity of it. Started without me. Like she's painting a whole scene that doesn't exist. I wonder if she practices these texts, if Tyler helps her craft them. My laptop screen shows the hotel hallway camera feed. I'd slipped the front desk guy $40 and explained I was a private investigator working a case. Showed him my work ID from Whitmore Financial, let him make his own assumptions. He'd given me access to the security camera view for the 3rd floor. The hallway is empty. Beige carpet, brass room numbers, ice machine humming at the far end. 6:53 p.m. I pull up the folder on my desktop. 47 pages of documentation. Screenshots, timeline analysis, financial records showing Tyler's hotel bookings going back 3 months. Every Thursday. Same room when available, different rooms when 314 was booked. I'd called the hotel yesterday, asked about their most frequent guest. The woman in reservations had been chatty. Oh, Mr. Whitman? Such a nice young man. Always books with us for his Thursday meetings. Meetings. My phone buzzes again. Emma's preschool photo from this morning that Jenna sent to our family chat. Emma's gap-toothed smile, her dark hair and pigtails. The purple shirt I'd helped her pick out. Our girl is growing up so fast, Jenna had written. Our girl. I close the photo and check the camera feed again. 7:02 p.m. Movement. Tyler appears at the end of the hallway, walking with that easy confidence I'd seen in his LinkedIn photos. Athletic build, button-down shirt with the sleeves rolled up, dark jeans. He's carrying a bottle of wine and his phone. He stops at room 314, swipes his keycard, disappears inside. My heart rate picks up. Still calm. Still controlled. But faster. I wait. 7:11 p.m. The elevator dings. Jenna steps out. She's wearing the black dress. The one I'd bought her for our anniversary last year. Her blonde hair is down, curled. She's got more makeup on than she wore this morning when she kissed me goodbye and told me she loved me. She walks down the hallway like she's done this 100 times. No hesitation. No looking around. Straight to room 314. She knocks. The door opens immediately. Tyler's silhouette in the doorway. They don't kiss in the hallway. Smart. Cautious. But I see him touch her lower back as she steps inside. See the door close behind them. I sit in the dark for 5 minutes, watching the closed door on my screen. Then I stand up. The plan had been simple. Knock on the door. Confront them. Get the truth on record. I've got my phone ready to record audio. Document everything. Use it in the divorce proceedings. Clean. Professional. Devastating. But standing here in this anonymous hotel room, staring at that closed door on my laptop screen, I realize something. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see her face when she realizes I know. Don't want to see Tyler's expression. Don't want to hear whatever excuses or apologies or justifications they'll scramble to create. Don't want that image burned into my memory. My wife in a hotel room with another man. The moment everything becomes irreversibly real. I've got everything I need. The hotel records. The texts. The timeline. 47 pages of documentation that will hold up in any court. I don't need to see them together. I close my laptop. The drive home takes 23 minutes. I stop at the McDonald's near our house and get a coffee I don't drink. Sit in the parking lot under the golden arches, watching families go in and out. A dad with 2 kids, both in soccer uniforms. A teenage couple sharing fries. Normal people living normal lives. I pull out my phone and open my email. The message I drafted this afternoon is still in my drafts folder. Ms. Patterson. My name is Brian Foster. I need to schedule a consultation regarding a divorce. I have extensive documentation of infidelity and would like to discuss custody arrangements for our 4-year-old daughter. Please let me know your earliest availability. Thank you. Brian Foster. Rebecca Patterson. Rated the best family law attorney in Charlotte. I'd researched her the same way I'd researched everything else this week. Methodically, thoroughly, leaving nothing to chance. My finger hovers over the send button. Once I send this, it's real. It's not just evidence in a folder, it's action. It's the end. I think about Emma, about her gap-toothed smile this morning, the way she'd insisted I was the king and she was the princess, and we had to defeat the dragon, Biscuit, who'd played his role with enthusiasm. About tucking her in tonight, reading her the book about the mouse with the cookie, listening to her breathing slow as she falls asleep. I think about Jenna. Not the Jenna in room 314 right now. The Jenna from 6 years ago, laughing in that coffee shop when I'd spilled my entire drink trying to introduce myself. The Jenna who'd cried when I proposed. The Jenna who'd held my hand in the delivery room, terrified and brave and beautiful. That Jenna doesn't exist anymore. Maybe she never did. I press send. The email whooshes away into the void. My phone shows 7:48 p.m. I start the car and drive home. Our house is dark except for the porch light. Biscuit barks when I open the door, tail wagging. I scratch behind his ears and he leans into my leg, simple and uncomplicated. Emma's asleep upstairs. I check on her. She's sprawled sideways across her bed, one arm hanging off the edge, her stuffed elephant on the floor. I pick up the elephant, tuck it next to her, pull her blanket up. She doesn't wake up. Downstairs, I pour myself a glass of water and sit at the kitchen table. The same table where we eat breakfast every morning. Where Jenna and I drink coffee and talk about our days. Where Emma does her coloring books while we cook dinner. My phone buzzes. Heading home soon. Book club ran late, but it was so good. We're reading this amazing thriller next month. Miss you. I don't respond. Instead, I open my laptop and create a new folder. Label it Evidence Complete. I transfer everything: screenshots, timeline, hotel records, financial documentation. 47 pages plus the security camera footage I'd recorded tonight. The timestamp showing Jenna entering room 314 at 7:11 p.m. The timestamp showing she's still there at 7:48 p.m. Still there now, at 8:02 p.m. My email pings. Rebecca Patterson's office, automated response. They'll contact me within 1 business day to schedule a consultation. I close my laptop. Biscuit pads over and rests his head on my knee. I scratch his ears and stare at nothing. The ceiling fan rotates slowly overhead. The refrigerator hums. Somewhere in the neighborhood, a dog barks. Normal sounds. Normal night. Except my wife is in a hotel room with another man, and I'm sitting here planning our divorce. My phone buzzes again. On my way. Be home in 20. Want me to grab anything? I type back, no thanks. Drive safe. Then I go upstairs to check on Emma one more time before her mother comes home. I pull into the driveway at 10:43 p.m. The porch light's on. Inside, I can see the glow of the TV through the living room curtains. My hands are steady on the wheel. That surprises me. The manila folder sits on the passenger seat. 47 pages of documentation that Rebecca Patterson now has digital copies of. She'd responded to my email within 20 minutes. Can you come to my office tomorrow at 9 a.m.? Bring everything. I grab the folder and head inside. Jenna's on the couch, yoga pants and one of my old college t-shirts, hair pulled back. She looks up when I walk in, and her smile is so genuine it makes my stomach turn. Hey babe, how was work? I'd texted her at 6:15 p.m. Big project blew up. Going to be late. Don't wait up. Long, I say. Emma asleep? Out like a light. We had a big day at the park. She pats the couch next to her. Come sit. I saved you some lasagna. I stay standing. How was book club? She doesn't even hesitate. Oh my God, so good. We're reading this thriller about a woman who fakes her own death, and Karen had these theories that were just wild. We got so into it we lost track of time. Karen. She's using Karen Thompson as her cover. I'd verified that 2 days ago. Karen hosts an actual book club, second Thursday of each month. Tonight's the third Thursday. Jenna's been using Karen's real book club as cover for months, probably figuring I'd never check. What an idiot I was. Sounds intense, I say. You should read it. Very twisty. She reaches for her phone on the coffee table. I can send you the title. That's okay. I watch her fingers on the screen. Probably deleting messages. Tyler's contact is saved as Karen T in her phone. I'd seen that in the screenshots. The anonymous sender had been thorough. You sure you're okay? Jenna tilts her head. You seem off. Just tired. I head toward the stairs. I'm going to check on Emma. Brian? I stop. I love you. She says it so easily, like it costs her nothing. Yeah, I say. You too. Emma's room smells like lavender and baby shampoo. She's sprawled across her bed, one arm hanging off the side, Mr. Whiskers the stuffed rabbit tucked under her chin. Her nightlight casts stars across the ceiling. I sit on the edge of her bed and watch her breathe. 4 years old. She'll remember this. The divorce, the split custody, the confusion. I'd looked it up on my phone at McDonald's while I waited for Rebecca's response. Kids Emma's age don't understand adult relationships, but they understand absence. They understand when daddy doesn't live here anymore. I think about Tyler Whitman's apartment. The background check had given me his address, a trendy complex downtown with a gym and a pool. I think about Jenna moving in there, bringing Emma for weekends. Tyler playing stepdad. My hands aren't steady anymore. I kiss Emma's forehead and leave before I wake her up. Jenna's in bed when I get to our room, scrolling through her phone. She's changed into the silk pajamas I bought her for Christmas. Red. her favorite color. Lasagna's in the fridge if you want it, she says. Not hungry. I strip down to my boxers and t-shirt, go through the motions of brushing my teeth. In the bathroom mirror, I look exactly like I did this morning. Same dark hair, same face, same guy. But everything's different. When I come back, Jenna's put her phone on the nightstand. She's lying on her side, watching me. Come here, she says softly. I get into bed. She moves closer, drapes an arm across my chest. Her hair smells like hotel shampoo, different from what we have at home. The Marriott uses some kind of coconut blend. I know because I'd stood in that hallway for 45 minutes, and when housekeeping came out of 316, I'd smelled it. I missed you today, she whispers. I stare at the ceiling fan. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Her hand moves lower, fingers tracing my stomach. We haven't had time together in a while. This is what she does after. I realize that now. Thursday nights, she comes home and she's affectionate, attentive, probably guilt, or maybe just making sure I don't suspect anything. I'm exhausted, Jen. Okay. She kisses my shoulder. Rain check? Sure. She settles against me, and within 10 minutes, her breathing evens out. She falls asleep touching me, like she hasn't just spent 3 hours in room 314 with Tyler Whitman. I lie there until 2:30 a.m., watching the fan spin, feeling her warmth against my side. At some point, I must sleep, because when I open my eyes, it's 6:15, and she's in the shower. Rebecca Patterson's office is in a converted Victorian downtown, 3rd floor, corner suite. The receptionist is a woman in her 50s with kind eyes who offers me coffee while I wait. I'm 15 minutes early. I couldn't stay in that house. Jenna had made me breakfast: scrambled eggs, toast, orange juice. Emma had chattered about preschool while Jenna smiled and asked about my day and touched my hand across the table. Normal Friday morning, regular family. I'd kissed Emma goodbye and told Jenna I had an early meeting. Not a lie. Rebecca comes out at 8:55. She's younger than I expected from her website photo. Maybe 40, dark pantsuit, hair pulled back severe. No wedding ring. Brian Foster? I stand. Yes, ma'am. Come on back. Her office overlooks Main Street. Diplomas on the wall, Duke undergrad, UNC law. Shelves full of legal texts and a few framed photos. Her with what looks like college friends. Her with an older couple who might be parents. She gestures to a chair across from her desk. I reviewed everything you sent. Very thorough. I nod. I need to ask you some questions, and I need you to be completely honest with me. She pulls out a legal pad. Have you confronted your wife about the affair? No. Does she know you're here? No. She thinks I'm at work. Good. Keep it that way for now. Rebecca clicks her pen. Do you want to try to save the marriage? The question catches me off guard. I'd been so focused on documentation, on proof, on the mechanics of discovery that I hadn't really... No, I hear myself say. You're sure? Because if there's any chance you want counseling, reconciliation, we should... I'm sure. She studies me for a moment, then nods. Okay. North Carolina requires a year of separation before divorce is finalized. You'll need to establish separate residences immediately. A year. 52 weeks. 365 days. What about Emma? My voice sounds rough. We'll file for temporary custody arrangements. Given the documentation you've provided, and assuming your wife doesn't contest, we should be able to establish a reasonable split. You said you work from home twice a week? Tuesdays and Fridays. That helps. Stability, flexibility. She's writing notes. I'm going to recommend you document everything from this point forward. Every interaction with your wife, every expense, every time you care for Emma. Get a composition notebook, write in pen, date every entry. Like evidence. Exactly like evidence. She looks up. How's your financial situation? Joint accounts? Checking and savings, both joint. I make about 85,000, she makes around 40. We'll need to separate those. Today, if possible. You're entitled to half of everything in those accounts. I'd recommend opening new accounts in your name only and transferring your portion. The practicalities are overwhelming. Bank accounts, living arrangements, custody schedules. This morning I had a wife and a family. By tonight I'll have spreadsheets and court dates. When do I tell her? I ask. Rebecca leans back in her chair. That depends. Do you have somewhere else you can stay? My brother lives about 20 minutes away. Good. Here's what I recommend. Pack a bag today while she's at work. Essential items only. Clothes, toiletries, important documents. Take half the money from your joint accounts. Then tell her tonight, after Emma's asleep, and leave immediately. Don't argue. Don't negotiate. Don't let her talk you into staying just one more night. Just leave. Just leave. We'll handle everything else through legal channels. She slides a business card across the desk. That's my cell. If things get heated, if she threatens anything, you call me immediately. I pocket the card. One more thing, Rebecca says. The affair partner, Tyler Whitman. Do you have any plans to confront him? The question hangs in the air. I think about Tyler's perfect teeth, his athletic build, his apartment with the gym and pool. I think about him in room 314, about Jenna wearing my anniversary gift for him. No, I say. Rebecca nods, but I can see she doesn't quite believe me. I leave Rebecca's office at 10:30 a.m. with a checklist that feels like a bomb strapped to my chest. Every item is another piece of my life I'm about to detonate. The first stop is the bank. Citizens Trust has been our bank since before we got married. I've walked through these doors hundreds of times. Today the fluorescent lights feel too bright. The tellers smile too cheerful. I need to open a new checking account, I tell her. Just in my name. She's maybe 22, name tag, says Ashley. Of course. Are you closing your joint account as well? Not yet. Just transferring half the balance to the new one. Her fingers fly across the keyboard. Okay, so you have 8,347 in your joint checking. I can move $4,173.50 to your new account today. I watch her type. Watch the numbers change. Watch 6 years of shared finances split down the middle in 30 seconds. Will you need new debit cards? Yes. And would you like to remove your wife's access to any other accounts? The question lands like a punch. She doesn't have access to anything else, just the joint checking. Ashley nods, still smiling. She has no idea she's helping me dismantle a marriage. 15 minutes later, I walk out with a new account, new card, new everything. The old debit card is still in my wallet. I take it out in the parking lot and stare at it. Jenna's name is embossed on the back as a secondary user. I snap it in half and drop both pieces in the trash can outside the bank. Next is the credit card. I call from my car, put it on speaker. Chase customer service, this is Brandon. How can I help you today? I need to remove an authorized user from my account. I can absolutely help with that. Can I have your account number? I read it off the back of the card. Answer his security questions. Confirm my identity 3 different ways. And which authorized user would you like to remove? Jenna Foster. Okay, and may I ask the reason for the removal? My jaw clenches. We're separating. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Brandon's voice shifts to professional sympathy. I've removed her from the account. She won't be able to make any new charges, but you'll still be responsible for any pending transactions. I understand. Is there anything else I can help you with today? No, thank you. I hang up and sit in the parking lot, engine running, AC blasting. It's 11:15 a.m. Jenna is at work right now, probably cleaning someone's teeth. Maybe texting Tyler between appointments. She has no idea that I just cut her off from our credit card, that I split our bank account, that I met with a divorce attorney this morning? My phone buzzes. A text from Jenna. Hey, babe. Can you pick up Emma today? Running a bit behind. I stare at the message. The casual, babe. The assumption that everything is normal. That I'm still the husband who picks up our daughter without question. Sure, I type back. What time? 3:30. You're the best. The heart emoji makes my stomach turn. I drive to my brother's place in Matthews. Danny lives in a 2-bedroom apartment with furniture that looks like he found it on the curb. He works construction, drinks too much beer, and never got married because he says he's not stupid enough. Guess he was right. He opens the door in gym shorts and a Tar Heels t-shirt. Didn't expect to see you today. Can I come in? Yeah, man. You okay? I walk past him into the living room. The TV is on, some sports talk show. I sit on his couch and put my head in my hands. Brian, what's going on? Jenna's been cheating on me. I'm leaving her tonight. I need a place to stay. Silence. Then the TV clicks off. You're serious? I met with a divorce attorney this morning. Danny sits down next to me. Holy hell, how'd you find out? Someone sent me screenshots of her texts. She's been sleeping with her boss every Thursday for 3 months. Tyler? That pretty boy from her office? I look up. You know him? Met him at that Christmas party last year. Thought he was kind of a tool. Danny leans back, processing. You're sure it's real? Not some kind of mistake? I watched her walk into his hotel room last night. Jesus Christ. We sit there for a minute. The apartment smells like coffee and laundry detergent. You can stay here as long as you need, Danny says finally. The second bedroom's got a bed and everything. It's not much, but it's perfect, thank you. What about Emma? The question I've been avoiding. I don't know yet. We'll figure out custody, but I can't stay in that house, Danny. I can't sleep next to her and pretend everything's fine. When are you telling her? Tonight, after Emma goes to bed. Danny gets up, goes to the kitchen, comes back with 2 beers. He hands me one, even though it's not even noon. You're going to be okay, he says. This is going to suck for a while, but you're going to be okay. I drink the beer. It tastes like nothing. At 3:25 p.m., I'm parked outside Little Learners Preschool, watching parents stream in to pick up their kids. Minivans and SUVs, yoga pants and polo shirts, everyone looking normal and happy and intact. Emma runs out at 3:32, backpack bouncing, face covered in what looks like purple paint. Daddy, I scoop her up. Hey, bug, what happened to your face? We made butterflies. Mine is purple and pink and has glitter. I can't wait to see it. I buckle her into her car seat. She chatters the whole drive home about butterflies and her friend Olivia and how they had goldfish crackers for snack time. Is Mommy home? She asks as we pull into the driveway. Not yet. She's working. Can we have mac and cheese for dinner? Sure, bug. Inside the house feels different, like I'm seeing it for the last time. The photos on the wall, our wedding, Emma's birth, last year's beach trip, the couch where Jenna and I used to watch movies, the kitchen where we made breakfast together on Saturdays. All of it is about to become evidence in a divorce case. Emma dumps her backpack on the floor and runs to the playroom. I follow her, watch her pull out her butterfly painting. It's actually pretty good for a 4-year-old. That's beautiful, Em. Can we hang it on the fridge? Absolutely. I tape it up next to her other artwork. The refrigerator is covered in her drawings, her school calendar, a grocery list in Jenna's handwriting, normal family stuff. Tonight I'm going to pack a bag and leave. Tomorrow, Emma is going to wake up and ask where Daddy is. My phone buzzes. Jenna again. Leaving work now. Want me to grab takeout? I stare at the message. She has no idea what's coming. In a few hours, I'm going to tell her I know everything, that I'm leaving, that our marriage is over. No thanks, I type, making mac and cheese for Emma. Okay, see you soon. Another heart emoji. Another lie. I make Emma her mac and cheese. We eat at the kitchen table. She tells me more about butterflies, about how they start as caterpillars and make cocoons and then turn into something completely different. That's called metamorphosis, I tell her. Metamorphosis, she repeats carefully. That's right. I'm going through my own metamorphosis, from husband to ex-husband, from intact family to broken home, from the guy who believed in his marriage to the guy who splits bank accounts and hires attorneys. Jenna gets home at 5:47 p.m. I hear her car in the driveway, her keys in the door. I'm home, she calls out. Emma runs to greet her. I stay in the kitchen, loading dishes into the dishwasher. Jenna appears in the doorway, still in her scrubs, blonde hair pulled back. She looks tired but happy. She looks like my wife. Hey, she says, smiling. How was your day? I meet her eyes. She has no idea that I spent the morning with a divorce attorney, that I split our bank account, that I know exactly what she did in room 314 last night. Fine, I say. Yours? Busy. Mrs. Palmer needed a root canal and it took forever. She kicks off her shoes. I'm going to change. Want to watch a movie after Emma goes to bed? Sure. She kisses my cheek and heads upstairs. I stand in the kitchen, hands gripping the edge of the counter. 7 more hours. I just need to make it 7 more hours. Then I'm going to burn it all down. Emma's breathing finally evened out around 8:30. I stood in her doorway for another 5 minutes, watching her chest rise and fall, her small hand clutching the stuffed elephant Jenna's mom had given her for her 3rd birthday. My phone buzzed. Danny. You good, bro? About to do it, I typed back. Want me to call you in 10? Give you an out if you need it? No, I got this. I didn't got this. My hands were shaking again as I walked down the hallway toward the living room. Jenna had changed into her yoga pants and one of my old college t-shirts, the Duke one I'd been looking for last month. She'd curled up on the couch with a glass of red wine, scrolling through Netflix. Emma down? She asked without looking up. Yeah. Finally, she was wound up tonight. Jenna patted the cushion next to her. Come sit. I was thinking we could watch that new thriller everyone's talking about. The one with... I know about Tyler. The words came out flat. Dead. I'd rehearsed different versions in my head all day. Angry, accusatory, hurt. But what actually emerged sounded like I was reading a grocery list. Jenna's hand froze on her wine glass. For maybe 3 seconds, she didn't move at all. Then she set the glass down very carefully on the coffee table and turned to face me. What? Tyler Whitman, the Marriott on Highway 52, room 314, every Thursday for the past 3 months while you were supposedly at book club. Her face went through a rapid sequence of expressions I'd never seen before. Shock, fear, calculation. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. Brian, I don't... Who told you that? That's insane. Tyler's just... Don't. I pulled out my phone and opened the screenshots. I have the text messages. All of them. I watched the color drain from her face as I scrolled through them. The flirty ones from 2 months ago. The explicit ones from last month. The one from this morning where she'd told him she couldn't wait to see him, that she'd been thinking about Thursday all week. Where did you... She reached for the phone, but I pulled it back. Brian, please, let me explain. I was there last night. That stopped her. She stared at me, and I saw the exact moment she understood. Her eyes went wide. I booked the room next to yours. Room 312. I watched you both walk in around 7. You were wearing that black dress, the one you said you bought for book club because you wanted to look nice. You left at 10:43. Oh my God. Her hand went to her mouth. Brian, I met with a divorce attorney this morning. I've already separated our finances. I'm leaving tonight. I'm staying with Danny. No. She stood up suddenly, nearly knocking over the wine glass. No, Brian, please. We can fix this. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. 3 months isn't a mistake, Jenna. 3 months is a choice you made every single Thursday. It's not. It wasn't like that. Tears were streaming down her face now. Real ones, I thought, though I wasn't sure I could tell the difference anymore. I love you. I love our family. Tyler was just. It was just physical. It didn't mean. Stop. I felt something hard and cold settling in my chest. I don't want to hear about what it meant or didn't mean. I don't want to hear that you love me while you're wearing the shirt you probably wore to meet him. I just need you to understand that I'm done. She grabbed my arm. Please. Think about Emma. Think about our daughter. You can't just. Don't. I pulled away from her. Don't you dare use Emma as a reason to stay. You should have thought about Emma before you started sleeping with your boss every Thursday night. He's not my boss. He's the practice administrator. I don't care what his job title is. The shout surprised both of us. Emma stirred in her room and I froze, listening. After a moment, her breathing settled again. When I turned back, Jenna had collapsed onto the couch, sobbing into her hands. Part of me, the part that had loved her for 8 years, been married to her for 6, watched her give birth to our daughter, wanted to sit down next to her, wanted to hear her out, wanted to believe there was some explanation that would make this make sense. But I kept seeing her in that hotel hallway. The way she'd smiled when Tyler opened the door. The way she'd looked happy. My lawyer will contact you next week about custody arrangements, I said. I want 50-50. I'm not going to fight you for full custody, but I'm not settling for every other weekend either. Brian, I need you to tell me one thing. I waited until she looked up at me, mascara running down her cheeks. Who else knows? What? Who else knows about you and Tyler? Does anyone at your office know? Your book club friends? Your mom? She shook her head frantically. No one, I swear. We were so careful. Not careful enough. I held up my phone. Someone sent me these screenshots Tuesday morning at 2:47 a.m. Someone knew exactly what you were doing and exactly how to prove it. So I'm asking you again, who knows? I don't know. We didn't tell anyone. Maybe someone saw us at the hotel? Or, her eyes widened. Tyler's ex-girlfriend. She works at the front desk at the Marriott sometimes. Oh God, do you think? I don't care, I cut her off. I don't care who it was or why they did it. I'm just grateful they did. I walked to the hallway closet and pulled out the duffel bag I'd packed that afternoon while she was at work. Clothes, toiletries, my laptop, the folder with all the financial documents Rebecca had told me to secure. Jenna followed me to the door. Please don't go. Please. We can go to counseling. We can fix this. I'll quit my job. I'll never see him again. I'll do whatever you want. I don't want anything from you except a fair divorce and time with my daughter. Brian. I opened the door. My car was in the driveway, already loaded with the boxes of personal items I'd packed. Photos of Emma, my books, the framed degrees from my office. I'd been methodical about it, the way I was methodical about everything. Rebecca had been right. Having a plan made it easier. I'll call tomorrow to arrange a time to see Emma, I said. We need to tell her together. Rebecca said it's better if we present a united front. United front? Jenna's laugh was bitter and broken. You're leaving me, and you want a united front? I'm leaving you because you cheated on me for 3 months. But Emma didn't do anything wrong, and she doesn't deserve to be caught in the middle of this. So yes, we're going to sit down together and explain it to her in a way that doesn't traumatize her. I walked to my car without looking back. I heard her calling my name from the doorway, heard her crying, but I didn't stop. I threw the duffel bag in the back seat, climbed into the driver's seat, and started the engine. My phone buzzed as I backed out of the driveway. Danny. Doors open. Beers cold. I glanced in the rearview mirror. Jenna was standing in the doorway, illuminated by the porch light, her face buried in her hands. 6 years of marriage. 4 years of being parents together. All of it ending on a Friday night in March because she'd wanted something I apparently couldn't give her. I turned the corner and she disappeared from view. The drive to Danny's place took 20 minutes. He lived in a small house near the university, the kind of bachelor pad that smelled like pizza and had furniture that didn't match. When I pulled up, he was already on the porch, 2 beers in hand. "Hey," he said as I got out of the car. "Hey. You okay?" "No." He handed me a beer. "Stupid question. Come on, guest room's ready." I helped Danny unload my car in silence. 2 trips. That's all it took to move out of the life I'd built for 6 years. The guest room was small. A double bed, a dresser with a broken handle, a window that overlooked the parking lot. Danny had put fresh sheets on the bed and cleared out the closet. There was a folded towel on the dresser. "Thanks," I said. "Yeah, man. Whatever you need." I sat on the edge of the bed after he left. The house was quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator and distant traffic. I pulled out my phone and looked at my photos. Emma's first birthday, covered in cake. Last Halloween when she'd been a dinosaur. Christmas morning 3 months ago when she'd gotten the bicycle with training wheels. In half those photos, Jenna was smiling next to her. I thought about calling my mom, but it was almost 11. She'd find out soon enough. Everyone would. My phone buzzed. "Jenna, please come home, please. I'm so sorry." Then, "I'll do anything. Please don't give up on us." Then, "I love you." I turned off my phone and lay back on the bed, staring at the ceiling. The next 3 weeks blurred together in a haze of logistics and legal paperwork. Rebecca filed the separation documents. Jenna hired her own attorney, some guy named Mitchell, who apparently specialized in preserving families. We had our first mediation session on a Wednesday afternoon in a conference room that smelled like stale coffee. Jenna cried through most of it. I didn't. We agreed to split custody 50-50. I'd take Emma Monday and Tuesday nights. Jenna would have her Wednesday and Thursday. We'd alternate weekends. Holidays would be divided equally. "What about Thanksgiving?" Mitchell asked, pen poised over his legal pad. "I'll take her this year," I said. "Jenna can have Christmas." "That's not fair," Jenna protested. "Emma loves Christmas morning at home." "Then you should have thought of that before you started sleeping with Tyler." Rebecca touched my arm. A warning. I was supposed to stay professional, unemotional. But sitting 3 feet away from Jenna, watching her dab at her eyes with a tissue while her lawyer argued for her right to Christmas morning, made my blood boil. We settled on alternating years. I got Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. She got Christmas Day and New Year's. Emma took it better than I expected when we told her. We sat her down on a Saturday morning at the house. Neutral territory, Rebecca had called it, though there was nothing neutral about telling your 4-year-old that Daddy was moving out. "Mommy and Daddy are going to live in different houses for a while," Jenna explained, her voice shaking. "But we both love you so much, and you're going to spend time with both of us." Emma looked between us, confused. "Why?" "Sometimes grown-ups need space," I said, using the language Rebecca had coached me on. "But it has nothing to do with you. You didn't do anything wrong." "Is it because you're always sad now, Daddy?" That one hit me in the chest. I pulled her onto my lap. "I'm not sad when I'm with you, Bug. Never." She seemed to accept this. Kids are resilient, everyone kept telling me. They adapt. I hoped they were right. Tyler Whitman quit his job at Bright Smiles Dental 2 weeks after I left. I found out through Emma, of all people, when she mentioned that Mommy's friend Tyler moved away. I didn't ask for details, didn't want them. Jenna sent me a text that night. He took a job in Virginia. I ended it. I know it doesn't matter now, but I wanted you to know. I didn't respond. The divorce wouldn't be final for another 11 months. North Carolina's separation requirement. But the marriage was over the moment I watched her walk into room 314. Maybe it had been over long before that, and I'd just been too busy or too trusting or too stupid to notice. 6 months later, I stood in the parking lot of Emma's preschool, waiting for pickup. It was a Tuesday, my day. Other parents chatted in clusters, people I'd seen dozens of times, people whose names I should probably know. I kept to myself, scrolling through my phone. Brian? I looked up. Karen Thompson, the woman who actually ran the book club Jenna had used as cover. We'd met at a school fundraiser once. Hey, Karen. I just wanted to say, she hesitated. I heard about you and Jenna. I'm really sorry. Thanks. And I'm sorry she used my book club as an excuse. I had no idea until everything came out. She looked genuinely upset. If I'd known, I would have said something. It's not your fault. Still, it's just awful. She shifted her purse on her shoulder. How are you holding up? Truthfully, some days I was fine. I'd moved into my own apartment in April, 1 bedroom, but Emma had a sleeping bag and stuffed animals for when she stayed over. I'd gotten promoted at work, a silver lining to throwing myself into projects at all hours. I'd started going to the gym with Danny, started sleeping through the night again. Other days I saw a blonde woman in a grocery store and my stomach dropped before I realized it wasn't her. I'd find one of Emma's hair ties in my car and remember when we were a family. I'd wake up reaching for someone who wasn't there. I'm okay, I told Karen, taking it one day at a time. She nodded sympathetically. Well, if you ever need anything, I appreciate that. Emma ran out then, backpack bouncing, face covered in what looked like green paint this time. Daddy, we made frogs, I scooped her up. Let's see it. As I buckled her into the car seat, I caught sight of Jenna's car pulling into the lot. Thursday pickup, but she was early. Our eyes met across the parking lot for a brief second before I looked away. Can we get ice cream? Emma asked. It's Tuesday. Tuesday is taco night, remember? But I want ice cream. How about tacos now, ice cream after? Okay? Simple negotiations, simple joys. This was my life now. Split custody, separate households, parallel parenting. Not what I'd planned, not what I'd wanted. But we were managing. The divorce was finalized on a cold Tuesday in February, almost a year to the day after that anonymous text had blown up my life. I sat in the courtroom with Rebecca while the judge reviewed our settlement agreement. Jenna sat on the other side with Mitchell. We didn't look at each other. Everything appears to be in order, the judge said. Custody arrangements are equitable, asset division is fair, both parties have agreed to the terms. I hereby grant the dissolution of marriage between Brian James Foster and Jenna Marie Foster. The gavel came down. Just like that, it was over. Rebecca walked me to my car. How are you feeling? Like I should feel something more than I do. She smiled slightly. That's normal. You've been emotionally divorced for a year. This is just paperwork. Yeah. Listen, Brian, you handled this with more grace than most people would have. You protected your daughter, you didn't drag this out, you didn't use Emma as a weapon. That says a lot about your character. I unlocked my car. Doesn't feel like much of an accomplishment. Trust me, it is. She extended her hand. Good luck. I hope I never see you in a professional capacity again. Same. I drove to Danny's house. He'd insisted on having people over, a freedom party, he called it, though I'd told him I wasn't in the mood. When I walked in, he handed me a beer and clapped me on the shoulder. How'd it go? It's done. Good. Now you can move on. Move on. Everyone kept saying that like there was some finish line I'd cross and suddenly Everything would be fine. Like I wouldn't still be co-parenting with my ex-wife for the next 14 years. Like I wouldn't still have to see her at Emma's school events and birthday parties and eventually her high school graduation. But maybe that was the point. Maybe moving on didn't mean forgetting or erasing what happened. Maybe it just meant learning to live with it. 2 years after the divorce, I met someone. Her name was Lauren. She worked in marketing, and she had a 7-year-old son from a previous relationship. We met at a coffee shop when she accidentally grabbed my drink order. Apparently, we both liked oat milk lattes with an extra shot. "I'm so sorry," she'd said, laughing as she handed it back. "I wasn't paying attention." "No problem. Happens to the best of us." We'd started talking. She was easy to talk to, funny, self-deprecating. When she found out I had a daughter, she didn't run. When I told her I was divorced, she said, "Yeah, me too. It's awful, isn't it?" It was refreshing, being with someone who understood. I introduced her to Emma after 6 months of dating. Emma, now 6.5, had been skeptical at first. "Is she your girlfriend? Are you going to marry her?" But Lauren had won her over by being genuinely interested in Emma's endless stories about school and her friends and the elaborate fairy houses she built in our apartment courtyard. "I like her," Emma told me one night after Lauren had left. "She's nice." "Yeah, she is." "Do you love her like you loved Mommy?" I thought about that. I love her differently, but yes, I do. Emma considered this, then nodded. "Okay, can we have pancakes tomorrow?" And just like that, we moved on to the next thing. I never found out who sent me those screenshots. The anonymous number had been a burner phone, untraceable. Sometimes I wondered if it was Tyler's ex-girlfriend, like Jenna had guessed. Sometimes I thought maybe it was someone at the hotel, someone who'd seen them together and felt compelled to tell me. Mostly, I didn't think about it at all. Whoever it was, they'd done me a favor. They'd shown me the truth when I'd been too trusting to see it myself. They'd saved me from wasting more years in a marriage that was already over. I never thanked them. Never tried to find them. But sometimes, late at night when I couldn't sleep, I hoped they knew they'd done the right thing. Emma's 8th birthday party was at a trampoline park. Jenna and I coordinated the whole thing through text messages and shared calendar invites. We'd gotten good at the logistics of co-parenting, even if we barely spoke beyond what was necessary. I arrived early to set up. Jenna showed up 20 minutes later with her new boyfriend, some accountant named Greg. She'd been dating for a few months. He seemed nice enough. Emma liked him, which was what mattered. "Hey," Jenna said when she saw me arranging pizza boxes on the party room table. "Hey. Thanks for getting here early." "No problem." We worked in efficient silence, the way we'd learned to do. Put out plates and napkins, set up the birthday cake, arrange the gift table. 2 people who used to share everything, now sharing only the coordination of their daughter's life. Lauren arrived with her son Tyler. Yes, Tyler. A coincidence that had been awkward at first, but we'd all gotten over it. Emma ran to greet them, already buzzing with excitement about presents and cake and jumping. "Ready for chaos?" Lauren asked, kissing my cheek. "Always." The party was loud and exhausting and perfect. Emma laughed until she couldn't breathe, surrounded by friends and family and people who loved her. When we sang Happy Birthday, she beamed at all of us. Me, Jenna, Lauren, Greg, both sets of grandparents, her friends from school. This was her normal now. 2 households, 4 parental figures, twice the birthday celebrations. Not what I'd imagined when she was born, but she was happy, adjusted, thriving. After the party, after the last kid had been picked up and the trampoline park employees were cleaning up the pizza debris, I stood in the parking lot with Emma while she clutched her bag of party favors and leftover cake. "Best birthday ever?" I asked. "Best birthday ever," she confirmed. Jenna walked over, Greg trailing behind. "I'm going to take her home, get her showered and in bed. She's going to crash hard." "Yeah," I kissed Emma's forehead. "I'll see you Wednesday, bug. Love you." Love you too, Daddy. I watched them walk to Jenna's car, the same SUV we'd bought together when Emma was 2, now solely hers. Greg helped Emma into her car seat while Jenna loaded the presents into the trunk. They looked like a family. Lauren slipped her hand into mine. You okay? Yeah, I said, and I meant it. The thing about betrayal is that it changes you. Not always for the worse, but it changes you. I'm more cautious now, more guarded. I don't assume the best of people the way I used to. I verify things instead of just trusting them. But I'm also more grateful. Grateful for the people who show up, who keep their promises, who choose me every day. Grateful for Emma, who taught me that love doesn't have to be perfect to be real. Grateful for second chances and fresh starts, and the possibility of building something new from the wreckage of what came before. Jenna and I will never be friends. We'll never grab coffee and laugh about old times. But we've learned to be civil, to put Emma first, to navigate this strange new reality we've created. Sometimes I think about that night in the hotel, watching her walk into room 314. How much I wanted to confront them, to make a scene, to burn everything down in a spectacular explosion of rage and hurt. I'm glad I didn't. Not because Jenna deserved my restraint, she didn't. But because Emma deserved parents who could sit in the same room without warfare. Because I deserve to walk away with my dignity intact. Because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is refuse to let someone else's choices destroy you. The screenshot that destroyed everything also saved me. It ended a marriage that was already broken. It forced me to rebuild my life into something stronger, something honest, something mine. And in the end, that was worth more than any apology Jenna could have offered. On a quiet Sunday morning, 3 years after the divorce, I'm making pancakes in my apartment while Emma sets the table and Lauren reads the news on her tablet. It's ordinary, domestic, unremarkable. It's everything. Emma chatters about her upcoming school play. She's playing a tree, which she's somehow very excited about. Lauren asks questions and makes encouraging noises. I flip pancakes and try not to burn them. This is what moving on looks like. Not forgetting the past, but refusing to let it define your future. Not pretending the hurt never happened, but choosing not to carry it with you everywhere you go. My phone buzzes. A text from my mom. Church this morning? Would love to see you and Emma. Can't today. Next week? Sounds good. Love you. I set the phone down and bring the pancakes to the table. Emma cheers. Lauren pours orange juice. We hold hands while Emma says grace, something she learned at Jenna's house but insists on doing at mine too. Thank you for this food and for my family and for pancakes. Amen. Amen, Lauren and I echo. As we eat, I catch my reflection in the window. I look older than I did 4 years ago, tired in different ways, but also lighter somehow. Like I've put down something heavy I didn't realize I'd been carrying. The screenshot destroyed everything I thought I had, but it gave me the chance to build something real. And that, I've learned, is the only thing worth having.